Hey everyone, this is Quotidian Light, and I know I haven't been making videos. I've been mostly like all over the map as I'm working on these outlines. I'm finding that I'm really slow and I'm having to do a lot of confronting things, and I'm outlining all 5 books at once, and I'm trying to learn more craft as I'm outlining. And so these outlines are a lot more detailed and structured than my previous outlines, and so it's taking me longer. But I feel good about the characters. I feel like they're growing. I feel like the story is starting to become more real, and like I could sit down and tell you the story of all 5 books and how they weave in and out of each other, whereas 2 weeks ago I couldn't have done that. So that's huge. The two writers conferences that I applied to Vona Voices, and I told you that when I was looking at submittable, it looked like at first they accepted me and then they didn't. And that kind of makes sense because I had applied for a residency and rather than the regular workshop. And it looks like maybe they thought maybe, and then maybe they decided they couldn't because I would need a scholarship, or maybe it was just because they looked like they were going to accept me. And then, the teacher specific for the residency decided not, or who knows, it could have been a typo. Um, I'm definitely going to apply next year because working on craft surrounded by other writers of color is an experience that I really want to have. I think that would be really enriching for me as a writer. The other conference that I applied to, what again was craft based. So both of these conferences I had to submit a story, along with like I had to submit a story and then like 4 or 5 like question answers. They were pretty extensive applications. And so the other writers workshop, what I was supposed to hear today, and all day I was refreshing my email all freaking day and nothing came through. And I just got an email tonight, like 10 minutes ago. And this is the first like acceptance of anything around my writing that I've ever gotten. And they complimented my story and they offered me a full scholarship to go. And I'm not going to have to sleep in my car or in a hostel. And I got the teacher that was like the one, they had some really great teachers, but there was a teacher specifically that I wanted to work with, and I got her. And this is it's a well respected conference, and it's not a conference where you go and you shop your manuscript. It's a conference where I'm going to go and I'm going to get better. Like my writing is going to get better. And it feels amazing to take that step. This has been a year of taking steps. And I was just talking to my daughter because I took her to UC Santa Cruz to go look at the campus, and we were trying to decide between the 3 colleges that she's got to choose. And she finally tells me, because I'm like, why are you not excited? You've got 3 like great colleges and they all 3 want you and they're all really good schools. Like, why are you not excited? And she says to me, I'm afraid I'm going to make the wrong decision. And we had this long talk about how all the most amazing things that have ever happened in my life were preceded by a huge amount of fear. And that often when you feel that fear, it's a hint that you just need to close your eyes and jump, and that a lot of life you're not going to know if it's the right thing until after you do it. Whether if it's school, whether if it's a job, whether it's a boyfriend, whether it's getting married, you never know if it's going to work until after it's worked. Sometimes you just got to close your eyes and jump. And I feel like this year has been one episode of me closing my eyes and jumping. And the story I submitted was a story that I worked so hard on. I wrote the story in August. I have 11 drafts of this story. Yeah, around 11. I was keeping track of the drafts and I stopped when it got to 8 because I ended up with a stack of paper. Um, this is something I workshopped online, and right before I sent it, I killed so many darlings, and it feels good to know that that work is paying off. And so yeah, I'm definitely like a little bit in shock, and I'm really happy right now. I'm gonna submit that story, the story I sent, to um, to a journal probably tomorrow, and start working on cleaning up another story. Like, it is the cleanest piece of work that I've ever written. When I read it, it's clean, and I'm so proud of it. And I want my other work to be that good. I need to start preparing the manuscript that I'm going to be working on during the conference, and so I have to decide whether I'm going to work on my novel or some sort or my short story that I'm working on. And so I need to get some more information on like the parameters of like how big or what kind of piece I'll be working on during the workshop. It would be nice if I could work on my novel during the workshop, but that would mean definitely going back and doing at least preliminary edits. Um, at least get it to the point where it's readable. So yeah, that's what's happening. It's really, it feels really big. Um, Especially because I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I want to do when the kids leave. And I've been tossing around the idea of MFA or traveling or and as I'm narrowing down the schools that most interest me, I'm realizing that I have a long way to go until I'm even ready to apply to those schools. And so I'm looking at an MFA prep program. It's really for people that didn't get lit degrees. It's like a 1 year program through Berkeley to get you prepared to apply for an MFA program. I'm looking at that and just really working my butt off with my writing. And I feel like this is like a sign that I'm in the right direction, you know? Um, I don't know. I mean, it's not a journal. I'm not being published, but it feels like on that scale. Like when you submit your writing to something, you know, a lot of places you just pay your money and you go. But when you're having to submit your writing to someplace and there are lots of people submitting their writing and there's only so many spots and you need money and you need to be good enough that they want to like give you a scholarship, like all that, it makes me feel like I'm going in the right direction. That maybe there's like a little bit of talent in there that I can blow up with a whole bunch of hard work. Like that's what I'm hoping for, and I'm hoping that I can make some really good writing friends. Um, I could use some really good lifelong friends that write. Um, I'm hoping that I can clean up a few manuscripts, maybe walk away feeling more confident in my writing. All of those things would be amazing. So I'm going to stop talking because now I'm rambling because I'm kind of like in shock. And yeah, I'm really excited. So, ciao.